was in the bathroom the other day, and I shit pure blood. And it's like the third month in a row that I've shit pure blood. And not even healthy blood, like black blood.
How black was it?
It was very dark. It was a very dark defecation. It actually came out wearing a cloak. That's how dark my shit was. If my shit put on blackface, it would have been lighter. I went to the doctor, the bum doctor. The doctor said something that I'm still uncomfortable with, struggling with, that I'll share with you. Again, I don't know medical jargon. I'm not hip to doctor vernacular, but I'm a vibe guy, and I can sense. I bend over the table. He puts on the rubber glove. He inserts his digit inside my anus. Everything's by the books, okay? Which, that alone was weird, because he actually had a book opened. Excuse me for a second, I gotta turn the page. Okay. He put his finger in my ass, and there was a pause. And it's what he said at this point, which again is just still resonating with me. He put his finger deep within me, and then he said, target activated. Do I really have to explain how that joke came to life?
I know how it came to life, but how do you get from the doctor with his finger to target activated?
Yes, that's the absurdity. I love absurd humor. I loved the Stephen Wright guys, you know, and people like that growing up, and you know, I loved Andy Kaufman and Steve Martin. Again, I always like to mix different styles of comedy together and try to learn new styles of comedy. And that's just one of my favorite old school styles. It's absurd. It's a real idea. You know, I had to go to the doctor and get myself checked out. We all have to do that. We've all had, you know, a bloody stool from time to time. And you know what else it is? I like sometimes doing a routine that funny in the moment, really funny next time you have to go to the bum doctor, and you're in that situation, and there he is with his digit in your anus, and you're sitting there going, Dane Cook, oh my God. I like a joke that isn't going to be laughed at for maybe a year or two. That's kind of cool. Boyfriend and girlfriend? Yeah? Would you guys buy each other those glasses as an anniversary gift? Let's see the same future together. Did you really? You guys have the exact same glasses.
Mine are brown, because they're black.
No, but like they're the same style. It's like the exact same kind of glasses. How long have you two been about to break up? Put a rivet in that one. How much? How long?
Just about 10 months.
10 months? Yeah. Is it going good?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Oh. Pretty good, Dane. You know, she starts swallowing instead of, you know. You guys have a strong sexual relationship? You ever do prison rape? You ever do that shit? Beat the fuck out of each other and fuck each other up the ass? You ever do that? Oh, well, it's 10 months. That's like a year and a half. That was horrible. That was so lewd and lascivious. Why would I just say that to a young couple that's 10 months into a relationship, you know? But someday you'll get married, and when you do, and you're standing there saying your I do's, looking at each other in your fucking same glasses, I want you to do me a favor. Right before that priest says you may kiss the bride, I want you to think about what I said about the jail rape scenario. You may kiss the bride. I want you to both look at each other and go, ah. Just think about fucking rape and fucking each other up the ass with items, and then enjoy your honeymoon, you know?
Favorite jokes. You've been using as a closer. at one point after it, you said, you know, man, that always kills.
I did say that. I used the term "it always kills." Did I ever say this joke is greater than the Beatles? Set me up for some more disaster while you're at it, you son of a bitch. This is a joke not even Jesus could have written. Roll it. Forgot we're in a public place. After those 2 years and all 3 of those relationships didn't work out, I took a step back and I was like, you know what I want? I want to be with somebody now. I want to be with a girl who's just a fucking slut. Like a real pig. You know what I mean? A dirty, I don't care if her vagina looks like elephant ears. You know what I mean? Because she's been getting smashed by football teams. I want that. You're saying, Dane, why? Why would you want that after 3 incredible relationships? Well, I'll tell you why. Because you can't enjoy a sunny day without some rainy days.
Tell me about the origin of this thing.
Well, something like this came out of, you know, again, that, whatever we want to call my journey to the dark side.
Yeah.
And I was mad that my mother was dying, okay? I was really mad. I definitely went through a feeling of abandonment and stuff like that. Every month was just another one of the pamphlet of grieving that you get when somebody...
Right.
So this stuff all started coming up after, you know, I had some great relationships.
Right.
And then suddenly I had an anger.
Right.
I just wanted to make everybody feel as uncomfortable as I felt. What made me feel better on stage some nights was knowing that I wasn't the most fucked up person in the room. So I'm with this girl. She's absolutely just a skanky, dirty whore. How dirty? I'll tell you how dirty. Her crabs had herpes. That's how dirty she was. Her crabs had a Valtrex prescription at Rite Aid under the name Seahorse. I hated when she would come over unannounced because then she'd jump on my bed and she would leak residue all over my thread count, you know, and if I knew she was coming over, I'd lay a tarp or something down, you know, give her a little sexy hazmat suit or something to put on. And so I did this joke, which is semi-autobiographical because I did date some great women, and after a certain patch that, you know, the girl that I was seeing, you know, we'd taken a break, I was, you know, probably filling up voids with things that normally wouldn't make me feel very good. And she said to me, she turned to me and she goes, I want you to fuck me, stick your fucking fat cock in my dirty fucking pussy and fuck the shit out of me. So I said, hey, the language. Then you start bringing light back into it and you go, okay, I have this joke that now I can take in a completely different direction. I don't feel that same kind of frustration and anger. How can I flip it and put it on me now? Here's something I chose to do. Let's take off the seriousness of it on the sides, and then this starts to come out where it's like this dark, kind of gritty beginning, but where I'm taking it and then the self-deprecation and ultimately where it goes, that's where I think you find some humor. So she goes, yeah, I want you to fuck me. I said, listen, I go, no, it's not going to happen because I don't have any condoms, okay? And she looks at me and she goes like this, she goes, I don't care, put it in raw dog. She knew the term raw dog. No girl should know the term raw dog. Hi, I'm a red flag, nice to meet you. If a girl knows the term raw dog, get the fuck out of the house. No girl even here should be, girls here should be like, is that a hot dog that wasn't cooked well? You shouldn't know the term raw dog, much less say it. So I said, no. Oh, no. I said, I'm not. And she goes, come on, put it in. I go, look, I don't have any condoms. I don't have any tall kitchen bags. I don't have a laminating machine. I don't know dark magic. I'm not going near your fucking hole. So she goes, well, I want to get off. Stick something in me. So I can't believe I did this. I took my TV remote and I got her off with that. I shoved it right in her pussy. I'm not going to lie to you. I was more concerned about the remote. future button usage. Also, the battery hatch was loose. I was afraid the Duracells were going to fall out in her. I was going to have to fish them out. I'm not going in there. Do some jumping jacks. Dunk, dunk. Hook them up. Now, I know what you're saying, Dane, what the fuck? Why are you telling us this, Dane? This is a horrible story. What a terrible place. You're leaving us at the end of a cul-de-sac here, Dane. This is shit. Well, you know what? I don't deliver any news unless there's moral, okay? And there's a silver lining in this story, okay? Yes, I took my television remote and I stuck it in her dirty vagina. Yes, I did this. Guilty. But here's the good news. Here's the upshot. She TiVo'd The Departed.
Everyone wants to know, what about the remote?
Of course, you're saying, what about the remote control aspect of it? The truth is, did you really stick a remote control inside a girl's vagina? And you're just gonna have to watch the CD.
I love it.
You're just gonna have to decide for yourself.
This joke is a terrible joke.
This is a terrible joke. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Heaven, hell, abortion.
Is this the one man's opinion portion of this?
Yes.
Or is this like you're speaking for...
I am speaking for the collective unconscious.
Oh, boy.
At what point was it okay for you to admit to the entire world
This is the confessional. If this wasn't called Isolated Incident for what it is, it would be called the confessional. I took some of the darkest moments in my life and I brought them to the forefront. One girl, actually, when I was very young, I got her in some trouble, as they say in the movie Dirty Dancing. I got Penny in some trouble, and I got this girl pregnant. Yeah, no, with a baby. No, with a gazelle, of course. She was like with a baby. No, with a robot that I built in a lab. We were very young at the time, and I'll never forget this phone call, okay? I'm sure some of you have been in that situation, but the girl called me up. She was so blasé. That's what I remembered. I remember the tone of her voice. She said, hey, listen, I'm going to go to the mall, and then I'm going to go get an abortion. Do you want to go with me? And I was like, I'll go to the mall. I had an experience with a girl when I was, 19 years old, and then for years you have dreams, and sometimes you think about like year to year, right around that same time, like, oh wow, do the math, I'd probably have a 15-year-old kid. So it's a heavy thing, and I've gotten emails. That's not funny. Okay, that's not funny to everybody. You know what I mean? I get that. That's no joke is funny to everybody. But when I do a joke like that, and I'm honest about it, and I can find humor in it, then what it's doing is it's starting a conversation. And then I thought I have to be responsible, so I did the right thing. I drove her to the clinic, and then because I'm a classy guy, what did I do? I went halves on the abortion. Here's what sucks. I went down to the clinic with her. I went to go halves on the abortion. I can't believe this. I forgot my fucking wallet. I never thought I'd say this, but I actually said to her, quote unquote, hey, listen, can you spot me for this abortion? And I'll pay you back later, either in cash or in another baby, whatever. I got emails that I have from people saying, because of what you spoke about, you made me not feel so bad about it. I laughed. I could laugh at myself because somebody that I care about could speak and find humor in it, even if it seems like callous and kind of harsh. I think people know my intentions. There's always an intention underneath. I didn't have those intentions 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I was trying to hurt your feelings. But now, it's like, I want to be funny, but there can still be something underneath that if you feel me, if you really know me, then you see that it's there's something more happening there than just me being blasé and throwing off some kind of negative. I'm not being negative just to be negative. You don't sense that from me. Is that too much? Yeah. Well, then let me take it a step further. Then a few years later, I had a dream one night, and this was really wild. I was in a dream, and I remember my grandparents were in the dream, and then I looked over, in the clearest, image, there was a small boy in the dream, and I looked over at him, and then he was just standing there looking at me like this. So I walked up to him and I said, "Hi, how are you?" And he just went, "Hi." I said, "You look really familiar. You kind of almost look like me." And he goes, "I know." I said, "Well, what's your name?" And he goes, "My name's Abe." Abortion. And I fucking woke up. Anyway, just something to think about while you're saying your prayers at night. I don't get into race conversations that much. And the reason why is because I'm fucking white, and there's really no way to win, or, you know what I mean? You can't, you can't have, like, an African-American guy telling you his whole deal and being like, "I know, dude." You can't say that. You're just gonna be like, "Oh shit, that's fucked up. I'm white, dude. I wake up every morning, there's like a free bag of cash on my bed with a card that's like, 'You lucky son of a bitch. Enjoy your pigment,'
Why is racism funny?
It's funny because we all experience it. Gosh, man, it's like, I don't know, it's like a feeling. Some things are just a feeling, and it's like, I know that when I say that, they know that I'm not really mean-spirited. I like my racism nice and lean. A little pink in the middle. So maybe I know within me why I can do it, but I can't outwardly express it to you or give you an excuse as to why I can say that and get away with it. I look forward to having a lot of children someday. I'd like to adopt. I think that it's a great thing to adopt children. There's too many children in this world that need a home. I want children from all over the world too. I'd like a nice, multi-ethnic household. I want like a little Samoan boy who's 12 but looks 28 years old because he's like a brick shithouse. I want a little Irish girl with a mop top and an eye patch from a birth defect, but we treat her like everybody else. I think that the most beautiful babies on earth, whenever I see an African-American baby boy, I don't think there's any more beautiful human being on the planet. I think that they're absolutely adorable. I someday would like to be the proud father of a beautiful black baby boy, and I would keep him till he's around 11, because that's when they start to get scary, It's amazing when you do a bit like that, how it's like African-American people, they're laughing the most. They're the ones who come up, and it's really interesting who sometimes the joke is the most meaningful for. And I would keep him till he's around 11, because that's when they start to get scary. And I would keep him till he's around 11, because that's when they start to get scary, you know what I mean? There's some black people laughing, I hope, at that. And I would keep him till he's around 11, because that's when they start to get scary, White people are like, "Are there any black people around me? Because I am laughing quite hard." Oh, there's one. Okay. And I would keep him till he's around 11, because that's when they start to get scary, I can't see you because you're very dark. I think that the most beautiful babies on earth, I guess you could say, an African-American baby boy. Is there anything more beautiful or adorable than when you see a little... Right? Oh no, that's Sir.
That's most beautiful little baby boy. I got 4.
You got 4 little beautiful black. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, sir. I look forward to adopting a beautiful black baby boy, and I'm going to keep him till he's around 11, because that's when you guys start to get scary, you know. I voted for Obama. So, you know, by the way. I almost didn't do that joke once I heard, hell no, hell no. You should have seen me in my brain. I was like, dude, abort, abort. Do you think that if you kill yourself, you don't go to heaven? You kill yourself, you go to hell, right? Isn't that the deal? Isn't that what they tell us, that if you kill yourself? Yeah. Do you think that's legit, or you think that's something our government invented just to keep us around longer and pay more taxes? Because if you knew it was guaranteed you're going to heaven, then you might fucking bail out. You know, you might have a shitty weekend and be like, you know what, everybody? They canceled my HBO. I'll see you upstairs. No, guys, I hate my feet and my face. I'll see you upstairs. My insurance just went up 3 points. Fuck it.
I attribute some of the most successful comedy bits that are darker in tone to truth. When a comic talks about something that has touched him and affected him personally, and it's real, not just something that he pulled out of nowhere because he thought it was funny, that's when you can smell fear in a comic, where it's like, I haven't experienced this, but I'm trying to sell it to you. But when you lived through something and had an experience like that, like somebody close to me that took their own life, and how I struggled with it, and it made me mad and pissed and sad, and you know, made me feel reminiscent and closed off. You can sense those things.
If you're going to kill yourself, that's your business. It's America. Do whatever you want, you know? It's a tricky one, but I will say this. Here's my 2 cents. If you're going to kill yourself, do it. Go ahead.
You said a couple of lines in there about, you know, that's your business, which we said, I was feeling it was giving people permission in some ways, and that's never been your intent.
Look, even with what you're saying, it's the same way Eminem raps, and some people go, he said faggot, and he meant it, and I hate him. Well, that's maybe that's your issue. For some reason, if I don't jerk off at least once a week, I start having like suicidal dreams that always involve me dying as I'm jerking off. I was a little bored the other day, so I decided to write a suicide note. I'm not suicidal though, but I was like, what would it be like if I tried to write a suicide note? And then I realized something, it dawned upon me. A person who writes a suicide note that is not suicidal, that is called an autobiography. And I'm 11 chapters in. I have a friend of mine who tried to commit suicide. Do you know him, Mike? It's fucked up because I'm an optimistic, upbeat person. I don't live a cynical, you know, I'm not bitter. I don't know, I guess I kind of live in a place where I'm always looking for the bright side of things, but he's like the opposite. So basically, we sat down and he was like, you know, I was on the brink of suicide, man. And I go, wow, good use of brink. I'm kind of a verbologist. I like my jargon. So I talked to him about it. We sat down, and he just walked me through it. He goes, you know, man, I just fucked up, and I wanted to kill myself, and I thought about it. I ruminated about it quite a bit. And I go, I kind of want to know what that feels like. I'd like to know, just so I could fucking, relate, but, I can't. If I feel a little bummed out, dude, I eat like a piece of chocolate, and I feel awesome. I go, did you try chocolate? A certain group of people are going to be able to hear this right now and go, yeah, that's what I sensed. Dane just confirmed it. And there's other people being like, it's hogwash, it's bullshit, it affected me in a negative way, that's not funny. And it's true, and you're right. Now, I have an opinion, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's the audience's opinion that matters. Has anybody here felt recently like they want to kill themselves? Yeah! Really? You've been in a bad way, my friend? Talk to me. I noticed that you were very tenacious when I said, does anybody want to take their own life? And you really, it's like I rattled your cage there. Have you been through a bad way recently? You just feeling kind of fucked up? Do you think that the world's taking a big fat shit on you? Do you think you're going to get to heaven and when you get up there, the Lord's going to go, I fucked you up the ass, huh? How did that feel, bitch? I'm going to reincarnate you and do it again. See you later. You might say, I want to say something to be controversial, and that's what's going to keep people tuned in. I don't want you shocked. I want to be entertaining. I talked to a guy the other night who was sitting right in your chair, and I said, do you ever feel like you want to fucking kill yourself? And he goes, yeah, once in a while. And I go, will you share with us? What is something that happens? What do you find yourself involved in that makes you want to kill yourself? And he goes, sitting in traffic. So my advice was, listen, if you're going to kill yourself, don't kill yourself in traffic. You're just going to make more traffic. There's shock in these things. A little controversy keeps you from being vanilla. But I still want to go up instead of burying you down. That's where these jokes come from. A lot of people that have shock or gritty or negativity, it's kind of like, and they're going to sit on you, and you laugh out of uncomfortableness, or you're underneath. I wanted to build it the other way. Can I start dark and go up from there? Not healing or trying to bring you to the light or any bullshit like that. Simply, is it funny? And so basically he told me, he described this horrible, heavy pain on his heart. And I thought to myself, I don't relate. So you know what my goal is? I'm going to go home. I want to know what it feels like. I'm going to try to make myself feel suicidal. Is there funny in this?
There is. I love the punch.
Are you sure? I'm saving this thing in 2 weeks. Yeah, I wanted to be able to understand. So I duct taped my curtains closed, and I spray painted my mirrors black, and I wore very constricting pajamas that were wool and very itchy. I kept putting ice down my own back because I hate that. I sprayed deer piss all over the place. I released huge crickets. And then I really started to feel it. I was like, oh, I hate my life. Things got worse. I didn't flush the toilet, so there was a pungent stink wafting through my edifice. And finally, I was like, ooh, I think I'm there. I knew I was there because I felt low, and then I listened to Kelly Clarkson's Low, and that made me feel better. And I was like, fuck, I'm here.
We had this conversation about the suicide routine, the sensitivity of it.
Sure.
And I made the mistake of saying something about it, and then you went up and twisted the end of it the wrong way and bombed on it, and I feel like it was my fault.
Yes. Yeah, you absolutely ruined that bit for me. And it's never been funny since that night. Here's the deal with the taking of the own life. It's a selfish act. It's a selfish act. If you take your own life, you're a selfish fucking asshole. But you know what the truth is? That conversation, I dug a lot away. And I could even figure out from there, okay, what's the true strength of this? What's funny and what's real? And how can I marry those two? I had to strain some of that extra stuff away that wasn't necessary or that I didn't really believe, maybe. couple suggestions. At least be cognizant, be cautious of the people that are going to discover you, right? Those are the people that you really need to look out for. Like, for example, if you're going to hang yourself, don't use like a dusty old rope. Somebody's going to come in and find you. That's the haunting symbolism that stays with somebody forever, that big fat, noose. Here's my suggestion. If you're going to hang yourself, Christmas lights. The kind that change color. Maybe put some presents around your feet. Hang some tinsel off your lifeless body. That way when they find you, they're like, oh! Oh my God, no, but the big one's for me. The big one's for me. Just an idea. Well, you know what? Fuck them. Let me talk to you for a minute. You fucking nosy Nelly. Don't try to give me your time out. I'm not your kid. And then she gives me the finger like she's Tanner from the Bad News Bears. Relax. Why are you involved in their business?
Every time Karen asks you, and
No, we don't go at it every time you're
the
here.
last time with the cocaine, I was in the front row with that
I've been doing this for 19 years. Yeah, I remember that day. That's how important you are. Of course. I remember doing Letterman, Carnegie Hall, and talking to you. Oh my God. Why'd you stop filming? Why'd you stop filming, you creep? Ooh, why?
Thank you. That's freaking me out.
Why is it freaking you out? This is my buddy. I asked him to film it tonight. I asked him to film you. When I jerk off, I like to have like visual aids. So he follows me, he films the ladies, and then he puts it up with a prompter with a sound effects machine that just goes, oh. Do you like rough sex? I like a little rough from time to time. Not like, not like, I don't want you to bleed or anything like that, but I'm going to tell you a little bit about my past sexual history because I want everything out on the table before you and I go home and fuck. Ma'am, did you have a good time at my performance tonight? That's great. And what about a formidable suitor? Are you seeing anybody right now? Several people? I like that. And I know your daughter doesn't want to hear this, but are you getting laid a lot? You get some new cock in your life? Wider cock that never fucking touch places that, What about you, daughter? Do you have sex with a lot of dudes? You do? No, don't walk out. You need to know these things about your daughter, okay? Please say we're filming all of this, wherever the fuck. Please say this is the whole DVD extra, right here. This is gold. So, daughter, whatever the fuck your name is, do you have a lot of dudes that you like to hang out with? Do you have a boyfriend? Do you have a steady date?
No boyfriend.
No boyfriend?
No boyfriend.
Oh, listen, I'm going to take you. You're leaving with me. Right, I'm going to take your daughter on a little ride up Mulholland. It's where I let girls jack me off for the first time. Listen, no. But I'll take good care of her. I'll make sure she gets home, with a clean hand. Don't be so nervous. You're making me nervous. Let's not be nervous. You want me to give you a little massage? They're Catholic? Okay, hold on. Let me take your pants off then. Thanks for the heads up. Those Catholic girls. Trying to figure out the best way to have a successful relationship. I really do. I would like to have a successful relationship. I want to have a relationship that... What's that? Well, you two? Really? Oh, God, imagine that, a three-way relationship. Well, that sounds exciting at the outset, like, oh my God, because you just think of, like, the sexual activities and, that's the first thing you think of. But then all of a sudden it's like, oh, we both have flights at the airport within 3 hours, we come back and drive Me Too, and there's too many factors why that would suck. But thank you so much for the offer. And the thing is, too, I'm so busy that I'm stressed. I probably have, like, one solid load in me, so you guys would have to, like, buck up to see who gets it. You guys have to do, like, rock, paper, scissors to see who gets my fucking mega load. I mean, it was Sunday, and once I slept in, I could definitely take care of both of you. Facials galore, but like, on a Tuesday night, it's... Oh, shit.
Well, I had the feeling. I had a feeling that Dane Cook was going to be here. I texted my friend, being all cool, like, Dane Cook is going to be here, haha. And had no idea he was going to be here. And he's here, and I was freaking out.
Yeah, so was I.
Freaking
I couldn't
out.
believe it.
You guys big fans already?
Oh, yeah.
I watched all of the DVDs.
Oh, we're in.
You guys had a little bit of an interesting conversation with Dane tonight. Who's the presenter of that? What were you thinking?
I don't know. We just wanted to to flirt a little.
Yeah.
So you guys were just flirting. You weren't too serious.
Oh my God. Well, I don't know about the threesome. I was going to tell this. But that was his idea.
Roommates.
No.
We wouldn't mind.
I was trying to let him know we were interested. That's it. That's all.
Interesting. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, that's good to let you know.
Normal
Good to
girls
let Dane
here.
know that. Yeah.
I was starstruck from the moment. The whole time. But I was like, I think he looked at me. I think we made eye contact.
We made eye contact?
I think he just winked at me.
And I'm like, gosh,
He's
such
just
a small
such a,
room. This is
he's
so
just,
weird.
He was like such a a normal guy. I was like sitting like 5 feet from him. It was awesome. He seemed kind of sad. I don't know. He needed a hug.
Really? I would have given him a hug.
I would have given him more than a hug.
On January 1st, 2008, Dane Cook broke the Laugh Factory stand-up comedy record by doing 7.5 hours of comedy. He got on stage approximately 11:30 p.m.
Right.
and got off stage at about 7 in the morning. Maybe it was even like 7:15. It was a long fucking night of comedy.
Now, but when he did it, what kind of comedy did Dane do when he was doing up there?
He wasn't here.
Oh, you weren't there. He did a good stuff. So tell me, what kind of stuff was he doing? Was he doing his regular act?
He did his regular act. He was weaving in and out of that. Did a lot of, speculate on stage.
Mm-hmm.
He hashed out a bunch of stuff. He actually, to keep, I think it was about 3.5 hours in, he said he realized how much time he was up there for. And he said, should I break the record? Should I break the record? And the crowd was like, yeah. So he gave a couple of audience members, I think, $200, and they went to Burger King.
And they actually came back.
Yeah. We didn't think so because it took a long time. But then again, I forget that it takes a long time. It took 100 burgers. They come back with all the burgers, maybe 40 minutes later. And we take a burger break. But Dane never leaves stage. Didn't leave to piss. Didn't leave to eat. He stayed on stage.
And he stood up. He never sat down. Dave Chappelle, he always sat down. He smoked cigarettes. And besides he smoked cigarette, he drank Coke. and he take a bathroom break. But Dane did not do that. Dane, for 7.5 hours, he hold his pee in his pants.
Well, in his bladder, I should hope.
Yes.
Yeah. But it was a long night, and we left here. It was kind of poetic. We left here. It was light out, because it was winter time, so it was right around this time last year. The sun had already come out. We were walking out of here, me, Claire, and Dane, and back, and it was just surreal. I just watched my friend do 7.5 hours of stand-up.
Jamie, is that an actual world's record?
Yes. Stand-up comedy of continuous doing it. People, they had broken stand-up. I had people go in the window every half an hour, they change. Different comic going on. They broke a record of 24 hours, I think. But one person by himself standing on the stage for 7.5 hours, that was the world's record.
What are we doing, Dane?
I'm waiting to go on stage. Fucking Dave Chappelle is up there on a mission.
Is he trying to beat your record, man? How long are you on stage?
7 hours.
7 hours. Chappelle, I think he's going to try and beat that today. I'm not sure. You know what I'm saying? He's going to kind of Michael Phelps your shit.
I'm going home. He wins. He wins his friend.
How does it feel to be bumped, Dane?
It's been a long time.
Hey, check out that douchebag in the glasses. He doesn't know you're here. He's been calling you a fuckhead, no talent. He's been, batting up with Chappelle on you.
In my own church. My own church.
He says excommunicate.
You can send the guys.
No, you're not giving up. I'm not leaving, dude.
Tired.
Fuck.
I'm losing it. Fade fast.
You're out.
I think in a minute.
Peace out, man.
He's not going yet.
He's not going yet.
He's getting
You can't just walk away when Glasses guy has been out there talking shit about you for the last 20 minutes. You gonna let him get away with it?
Thank you. I wasn't going to but somebody called me. Who's the guy with the glasses? Yeah. Fuck you. That's it. Later.
That was actually one of the funniest moments I've ever seen. I am not a huge Dane Cook fan, or probably even a small Dane Cook fan, but I was called out and I loved it. I genuinely loved that moment. It was, aside from my wedding, the best moment of my life. Give it up to Dane. I feel funnier just being around him, actually.
So tell me, as one of his friends, what did you think when he was sitting there razzing on Dane when Dave Chappelle was on stage?
I thought that my guy handled it all right, But let's be honest here. Dave got the better hand. Dave got the better hand of him.
He got the better hand of me, and I can give it up. This is what we came here. We came here for amateur night. Next thing you know, we're sitting next to two comedy legends. We're sitting next to Dane Cook and Dave Chappelle. Well, what are you going to do? You just want to see funny happen when you come to an amateur night like this, and this is a great moment.
I've watched this one night. I call it cringe night. You're not even up there 10 seconds, and you're all over it.
Okay.
Dane Cook! So there's Jay Davis introducing you. There you go.
Never met him. I don't know him. What's up, folks?
So you're up, count of 10, right?
Okay. How you guys doing? Good? You all right? You like what? You love my hat? Are you from Boston? I fucking hate your hat. You're not a conductor of a little choo-choo train. Isn't that weird when you give somebody a compliment and you don't get the compliment back, right? Because you really wanted somebody to be like, I like your hat, but the truth is, it doesn't fit your face. She's a beautiful girl, but it's a fucking horrible hat. My hat is awesome on my head. Because for years I tested hats, but obviously she's new to hats. You know? So it's unfortunate that you brought that up, because now it's like, and it's an embarrassment for you. Don't ask me about my shirt, because I'll fucking talk about the koi shirt that's... Actually, your hat's lovely. I just wanted to fuck with somebody for a little bit. So, you guys mad at me now? Who's mad? Let's figure it out. We're gonna go around the room and fucking heal some sad feelings. What are you upset about? Because I fucked with your friend's hat? You're the one who probably said, oh, that looks nice on you. Yeah? And she told you your hair looks great, but it doesn't. It's frizzy. It's frizzy and weak. I'm the honest guy. I'm just kidding. You both look lovely. You're the two hottest girls in that row.
This was a choice that I made to go on stage, and whatever really I'm reacting to, I'm not going to sugarcoat. You make this conscious effort. I'm going to take the stage tonight with this agenda. And I was like, you know what? If anybody steps in my way tonight, I'm going to ball peen hammer them right in the fucking face.
Just playing some games, okay? We're going to toy around. What makes a man go, hey, I got a bunch of shirts I could wear today. I'm going to wear a fucking massive fish that looks like it came out of my dick, and it's going to eat my fucking head. You guys ever get the urge to go up to Alaska and bludgeon one of those huge seals? But in a fun way? You guys want to talk about that baby that was raped? It just happened, so I don't have any funny punchlines yet. I just have the setup. You know what's a fun thing to do next time you get the whole family over for Thanksgiving? Fucking pick up the turkey and just fucking crack somebody in the face. So what's up with the rape baby thing? Did you see that? Well, once in a while, you know, you like to get a fucking hooker and, you know, strangle her up a little bit, you know? But in a fun way, you know? I don't like that. That's my least... A little fucking tiny sandal. It looks like it belonged to a baby that was raped or something, you know? You're a little boring. You kind of just bland guy, right? Nice talking to you. Do you like doing that, girl? Do you like to whip off your fucking glasses and just whipping your tits out, pull out a knife and just fucking cut one off and eat your own tit? You worried about this baby raper who's going around? Any women here have babies or miscarriages? Let me see that shit. What kind of card is that? Can you stand taller? None of you guys here are obligated to stay. At this point, you can fucking split. Don't be mad because I threw your fucking credit card. Relax. I love black people. They're just so fucking shiny and cool. You know, sometimes like things just occur to you. I just realized that I was raped as a baby. It was me. Thank you guys very much. Good night. Tonight there was a mission.
Yeah, what was the mission?
The mission was to go up there and do a lot of improv, a lot of freeform, and really just wring out all the evil in myself to prepare. It's almost like a fast before. I usually do this about a month or two before a big special, where I just go, okay, I have to do like the complete opposite and get that out so that is not a possibility of happening when I'm doing the actual show. So, God, that was fun. I had so much fun up there tonight. I wish I could do that every night.
It was scary.
Oh, it was scary good. It was like Halloween scary. Like, I'm scared, but I kind of like it.
Yeah.
I'd rather bring the worst upon myself than find myself in a situation where the universe sticks it to me. But this is comedy, man. That's the thing. This is the science of being a comedian. Right. This is a way to screw up my own equation. I'm up at the chalkboard trying to figure out the math, and I'm going to purposely write the wrong number, and it's just going to throw the whole thing into chaos. And by doing this on purpose, it's a twofer, because I'm going to be able to shake that off and get up there the next night and feel like I'm back on target and entertaining. And it's also challenging me to find something new in those moments, which you're probably seeing in a lot of these. And I'm looking at Mr. Jamie Masada right now. I don't know if that's what you're going to roll on me. Look at Jamie. Looks like he's looking at the shroud of Jesus. You know, the thing about Jamie is, you know, he's become family. And Jamie's the guy that, when you talk about people that are like champions of yours, you know, you got to remember, I walked into that club almost 11 years ago, the first night that I was ever in Los Angeles. And he put me up on a stage, you know, let me see what you do, buddy. Let me, you know, do your thing. And I came off and he instantly said to me, this is your home. This is your home, and I want you to feel like you can try anything here. And I'll always support you. He wasn't my manager. He wasn't, you know, he wasn't an old friend or even an acquaintance. He was somebody I just met, and one of the first people that really looked at me and said, I appreciate what you did for this crowd of people here, how you carried yourself, how you entertained my club. I owe so much to his support.
I was asking him about the origin of your material.
Okay. Right.
This is what he said, and I think you can almost understand it.
Most of his stuff he's done is through a thought going on the stage. The audience give him some subject, and he start taking off on it and writing material and making it happen. It's a little seed put in his mind by the audience. And he nourished that seed, and he make it a material off of it. It's unbelievable. Is there like a?
It's like listening to somebody who's never met me. Well, 10 years later, I really thought he understood me. He has no fucking clue what he's talking about, Jamie. Seeds and planting. I'm not a farmer. And I still don't understand after 30 some odd years in America how he has that accent, which nobody knows where the fuck that is from. All of the sudden. Who says all of the sudden?
I want to play the bomb story for you, because you've already talked about how important your friends are. While we were shooting this, I got to know Al and Robert a lot better, and we had that wonderful time. We all played paintball.
Sure.
And I had you pinned down, and I just felt, ooh.
Stop. I'll give you that one.
Okay.
Are they busting my balls here?
They're busting your balls.
But they're also being careful because they know that potentially I could be their boss on this next tour. And nobody wants to lose a paycheck.
All right. Here's what they
That's
said.
my way of getting back at them.
Okay.
We were in Iraq at 6 in the morning at a chew, which is basically a container that they put windows in.
Yeah.
Instead of tents now, they have chews. We're in my chew, Dane, me, and Al, and a bomb went off. And I jumped and panicked and went, that's a fucking bomb. And these two morons go, dude, it's not a bomb. It's probably like a garbage truck or something. They dropped something. I'm like, it's not like I'm out of my mind. We're in Iraq in a fucking war zone. It's not like we're in fucking Everett, Massachusetts. And I said a bomb just went off. And it was a fucking bomb.
It was a bomb.
Of course it was a bomb. We're in
Prove it
Iraq,
later that it
you
was a
fucking
bomb.
asshole.
I'm talking to the camera.
Go ahead, you're
Please
right.
don't
You're
yell at me.
absolutely
I didn't
right.
yell at you.
You're right, go ahead. You're absolutely right.
It was a bomb.
Of course it was a fucking bomb.
Why do you gotta yell?
You're absolutely
I let you tell your story.
You're absolutely right.
You call me a moron, I didn't
Sorry.
even pipe in.
You're right.
I'm just trying to talk, you know.
You're right. I
Be
apologize.
nice. So
Go ahead.
anyway, He was proven correct. It was a bomb.
It was a fucking bomb. Of course it was a fucking bomb. We're in Iraq, you moron. And that's what happens in Iraq in a war zone.
That's it.
So, how important are these guys?
They're my family. You know, they're my family. They're also the guys that I started with, and every group of comics has a, you know, has like a car.
They bring you energy. They help you through things.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and these are guys that you started with, and you wanna make it, and you wanna see them make it. And they're funny. Al and Bobby make me genuinely laugh.
Absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
well, more Bobby. Me and my buddy Robert were driving. We stop at a red light. There's a daycare center. We both happen to just look over. He turns to me and goes, "Dude, what would you do if when we looked in the window of the daycare center, we saw one of the teachers blowing a little boy who was crying?" We would pull over and go in and beat the shit out of that fucking teacher. That's exactly what I was thinking, dude. Okay, dude, check it out. What if after we saw the teacher blowing the little boy who was crying, what if when you looked down, I had an erection? We would deal with that later. Al makes me chortle.
Okay.
Al's a funny guy in a couple of years.
Sitting in a helicopter in Iraq with Dane Cook. First of all, the kid hogs up the whole fucking seat. He sits there like he's the fucking king. I'm sitting there with my nuts squished on this little fucking, you know, on a Black Hawk helicopter hanging halfway out the door while he's relaxing. And these kids are going crazy over him because they all know him over there. So they want to impress him, and they're turning back, and he's got his headphones on. "Oh, Dane, check this out." And I'm going to fucking throw up. But he's having the time of his life. He specifically wanted to go to the places that did not get entertainment in the last year or so. So we had we did some places that we did in front of like 4,000 troops, and then we did some shows in front of like 40 troops. And they just sat on the ground. Remember that? He's got gas.
You want to say something, Robert?
No. It's all right, I'm right here. I'll fucking go lie.
And how important is all of that today?
The Iraq trip was very important today. We're talking about Dane.
I'm just glad it's him now. It's not me they're asking those fucking questions.
Robert Kelly. When do you want me to start trashing Dane?
Give me your words already.
Well, I was, but now you're asking like these questions that I want to give genuine answers to.
Give me genuine answers, and then we'll trash.
All right.
Yeah. Now, I found out, it's like I'm trying to reach out to anybody, and I'm getting no returns, and I'm getting nervous, and then I get this one message that's kind of cryptic saying, I'll get back to you when I get back in the country.
Okay.
And nobody really let me know until you guys were back that you were even gone.
When we went to Iraq to do those shows, they were like, you can't tell anybody where you're going. It's top secret because of Dane's celebrity status. They didn't, want us to get blown up or something.
A couple of years ago, whether you know this or not, my parents, they both passed away. My mom and dad both died within 9 months of each other from cancer. It was a tricky year. It was like I was doing shows, and at the same time I was dealing with this. And I get great emails, but I also have people that, fucking hate my guts. And here's the email that I got the other day. It said, Dane, both your parents died to get away from your horrible comedy. Do you think that's true? They were like, listen, we got to get the fuck out of here. How can we get cancer? That's horrible. I had this vision after I read that email of someday passing away, and when I, see my parents in the, at the pearly gates, I can be like, why'd you have to go so soon? And then just be like, your routine sucked. We just couldn't take it anymore. When you read an email like that, it's like, boom. Oh my God, this is like the most horrific. And by the time I got to the end, I was laughing my ass off because it was just so insane that somebody would take the time. I want to be with that person going, okay, I found Dane's website. There's an email. Okay, good. I know his folks just passed away. I want to reach out to him. When you talk about, like, what is my responsibility, I took a truthful moment and I shared it with people, and I found some humor in it. Again, I'm not a person that lets things gnaw at me, but who's to say that if that was so brutal, what if I really did fester and ruminate about that all the time? But I owned it because I shared it. Now it's mine.
The night that your father passed away, you had made a promise to your dad that you were going to go on stage. Mm-hmm. What jokes did you tell that night?
My dad was, he was old school fucking, like he built the old school. That was my dad. He literally had the schematics for how that was going to be run. So I'm going to tell you something now that you're not going to believe, but I'll share it with you anyway. A week after my mom passed away, okay, I called my dad and I go, Dad, you got to stay strong. I got you. And he goes, I got to talk to you about something. And so I sat down with my dad, and this is no bullshit. He goes, I just found out I have cancer, and I have 6 months to live. Funny stuff, right? No, totally serious. So I couldn't fucking believe it. I was like, this is crazy. But in that time, there I was getting ready to, do Madison Square Garden. So I invited my dad. That's where he used to go. He used to watch all the boxing matches. He would check out there. And here's his son, I'm going to play in the round in front of, all these people, dream come true. So I go out and I do the show, and it's an incredible show, and just I feel like I've really hit a high in my life. And then I come off stage and I look over at my dad's chair and it's empty. So I'm like, oh, okay. So I go down the long hallway, the arena, and I go down this long hall where Zeppelin's pictures are, and Elvis, and all these, incredible entertainers. And standing at the far end of the hall, there's my fucking dad leaning like this. So I slowly walked towards, my father, and when I finally got all the way down the end of that hall, I stopped, I looked at him, I go, well, what do you think? And he goes, when's the show start? Is there an usher or somebody who's going to take me to my seat? I've been fucking standing here for 2 hours. I mean, if this set works out, what I'm going to need to do is get some more parents to die around me. You know what I mean? Maybe have somebody adopt me. Somebody. I need some more tragedy in my life.
Well, what is it? There's Carol Burnett who said comedy is tragedy plus time. You're not even waiting for the time. You're already doing the jokes.
Oh, I was on stage when, both my folks passed away. I was on stage during all this stuff.
I mean, you actually say in one of the nights, comedy is therapy.
Yeah. For everybody, for the crowd listening and for the